Hi, this is Tim. In our previous video, we programmed the Yamaha SCARA to run through our basic wiring enough to get started exercise, where we press the green button, the yellow button, the red button, the blue button, and then we switch one. And we see the corresponding lights go on and off in the process. And already a few of you have asked, how fast can it run? Because yeah, we're always trying to improve throughput. And one way to improve throughput is through moving it faster. But another way is to make sure our moves are only what we need. And if we look here, I am raising way up each time that I'm pressing a button. Now, in the end, it's because that's the clearance I need for switch one. But I don't need to come this high on all of these buttons. So we can save some time and make it more efficient just by doing that and not wear the machine out anymore. Now to do this, I'm going to use a new instruction that I want to play with, and it's called the Arch Advance command. So right now I'm telling it to move up and move down. With the Arch Advance command, from what I'm understanding, I'm going to be able to be down on the green button, and instead of telling it come up to the upper position, move over to the upper position of the yellow, and then go back down, I can tell it to go directly from the pressed position of the green button to the pressed position of the yellow button, and just specify this clearance that I need to make this arch right here. So that's what we're going to do. But before we do that, we should have a time base. That way we know how much we've improved it. Let's add a timer so we know how long it has taken us to sequence through the steps right now. So here's how we're tracking our sequence. And right here at the end, we already have kind of our reset to start our sequence over again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a timer. First, I'm going to add a timer. We're just going to add it right above it. And so this will just be a TON with no conditions preceding it, and this will be our sequence time, and we'll create that, and just put the preset way on up there, and then down here, when we're greater than or equal to 18, we're moving our sequence number back to 0, which starts all this over again. So let's edit that wrong. And we are going to bring down a move instruction, and we're going to move the sequence time dot ACC to, let's call it our sequence total time. We'll create that, and that will be a double integer. Oops, I don't know what I got going on there. That should be sequence time dot ACC. It's something wrong there. Okay, and then we want to reset this timer. So we'll go to our timer tab, bring down a reset right behind it, and we're going to reset our sequence time. So now, in addition to moving a 0 to our sequence number and starting over, we're going to capture our current time on this timer and reset it. So that's going to give us our base time that we're going to compare our arch move to. So now I'm going to go up here and run our program again. So our start time to compare our arch move to is going to be 9.92 seconds. So now what we're going to do is we're going to reprogram our sequence and use this arch move. So whereas right now we're going down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, we're going to go from the down just to the next down, to the next down, to the next down. Go ahead and just file save as, and we're going to save this as robot arch. Now let's go and import that arch advanced instruction. So we're going to right click, import add-on instruction, and then if you recall from the first video in the series, Yamaha has a download that has all of these AOIs in it. And if we go in there and look, then we are looking for the move arch advanced. So we're going to click that one and OK. Now we already have our sequence set up, so we're wanting to change this instruction to that arch advance, but I'm not going to change it. I'm going to bring down the arch advance instruction. That way I can mainly just drag things back and forth. So let's give it a tag name. That's going to be move arch instruction. And we'll create that. And then we should be able to copy most of this back and forth. So we have serial number. It's going to be the exact same up here. Next we have EN position out, and I'm not sure what that is, so I'm just going to hit F1 on this instruction, and Yamaha has an excellent documentation here. Also, we probably will play with this in function block and structured text before the end of it. But okay, EN position out, input command enable current position. 0 is off, 1 is on, so we will want that to be on. So we're going to put a 1 there. All right, and then we have a select robot because we could have multiple robots. We have robot number 0 and then axis. So this is which axis do we want to arch, because we could actually arch any axis. So in this case, we're wanting to arch that Z axis. And so that's going to be axis number 3. So we're going to put a 3 in there. And then we have an arch height. And our arch height, actually, let's make this a variable. Arch height, because we want to play with that probably. And right now I'm going to put that at 18 millimeters. And then we have a leg up. And what the leg up is how high does this need to go before it starts moving? Now for now, I'm going to put that at 10 millimeters, which means it's going to come nearly up. It's going to make almost a U shape when it does this. Now we should probably be able to gain a little more efficiency later on, but right now I'm just going to put it at 10 millimeters. And in fact, let's go ahead and make that one a variable as well then. So we're going to call this our arch leg up. We'll create that one, and let's put that at 10 millimeters. And then we have an arch leg down. And we'll create that one. And that should also be 10 millimeters for now. All right, and then we have a point number. And we are going to use the same point number that we used in the previous one. So our point number is called point number. And then we have a speed, and for now we're going to keep our speed at 50%. Now one thing about this 50 here, this is 50% of what I have set the max speed of the robot to be in RCX Studio. This is not 50% of max speed. Now I have this slowed down tremendously right now just so we can be safe while we're learning. But yeah, near the end of this we'll do a speed test and see just how fast it can go. But all right, the last two that we need is the map robot input and map robot output. And we're going to use the same ones that we had in our move position. So I'm going to paste that there. And then I'm going to copy the output. And I'm going to paste that here. And if we get everything right, all that red should go away. And it does. So I'm going to go ahead and delete out our move instruction now. Now there's one other thing, I believe actually Control Z, I'm going to undo that. I need to cross-reference this. I believe it's used one place, but why not cross-reference and make sure? Because wherever it's used, yeah, right down here in our sequence, this needs to now be the move arch instruction. Okay, so now we'll take that out. Okay, our auto sequence still needs some work, but we do have this manual position bit that we ought to be able to test out this arch advanced with. So let's go ahead and turn our servos on. So turn bit 0 on, reset any alarms. And this is something in a future video, I'll probably automate this process of toggling these bits. And okay, right now it's going to get a point number 10. We don't want to get a point number 10. We want to go to point number 11. If you recall, that's the green down. And really, I'm going to go from the green down to the yellow down. That's what we really want to see. So I want to get it in the green down position first. So green down position is going to be 1, and we see our point number here change to 11. So when I toggle this bit, it should go to the green down position. Also, I did have a wardrobe change. I had to start a PLC trainer class. But now if I toggle the manual position bit, all right, that got us there. And now we should be able to change the sequence number. I believe it's 3. We're going to be looking mainly for this point number. It needs to be 13. Oops, nope, it must need to be 4. We're going to fix all this in a second. All right, so there's 13. So now, without retracting, I should be able to go up roughly 10 millimeters, move over, and go back down on the yellow. So really, we're going from the green down position to the yellow down position. So let me toggle the manual position bit. Ooh, that was a very efficient move. So that will do it. So now we need to go fix our sequencer logic. And in preparation for an upcoming video where we're going to really consolidate and clean all this up based off what we've learned, I'm going to make an array. Let's call it position data. And this is going to be a reel, but we're going to make an array here. So let's hit our dialog box. And I need 4 positions, but I don't know what else may come up. So I'm going to make dimension of 10. And we'll just make this 50. So that'll give us 10 parameters for each sequence number. And we can have up to 50 sequences. And I think that'll cover anything we're going to do. So now if we go to our monitor tags, here's position data. And we're going to have 0, 1 through 0, 9. This will be all for sequence number 0. And then here's sequence number 1. Let's call this one our sequence 0 position. Then we're going to have a sequence 0 arch height. Then we're going to have a sequence 0 leg up. And a sequence 0 leg down. And in a future video, I'll show you how we can make these descriptions and we can export them and then import them in. So we'll have that on sequence 1 through everything else, but that'll get us going. So our first position is going to be 11 and our next position is going to be 13 and our next position is going to be 15 and our next position is going to be 17. Our next position is going to be 19. Then we're going to go to 21. And finally, we're going to go back to 19. So that'll get us through that. And then all of them except down here on the 19 and 21, the leg height, the leg up and the leg down are going to be the same as we already have. So our arch height is 18. And our leg up is going to be 10, and our leg down is going to be 10. This will be 18, 10, 10, and on the next one we'll do the exact same, 18, 10, 10, and on the next one, same thing, 18, 10, 10, 18, 10, 10, and then we're going to be to the 19s. And 19, that is going to be the switch 1 position. So our leg up can be 10, but this height here has got to be high enough to clear this point right here. Point number 19, if we go back into RCX Studio and look at our points, then 19 has a height of 16 right here. And we were subtracting 10 for the rest of them. So if it's 16 here, then we want to be 6 on our arch height. And actually, I think the leg up and leg down at 10 will still work here. So this needs to be 6. That way we get above our switch. So let's put in 6 and then 10, 10. And then this one, we're actually switching our switch. So our leg up and leg down need to be 0 because we don't want to move. This is kind of interesting. We'll see how this works. So our arch height in the end needs to be the actual position of our height. So I believe in this case, I'm just going to copy it. That needs to be our arch height for this one. So we're just going to paste that in. And we're going to leave these at 0. And then we're going to have to switch this back. So that one is going to be the same arch height. Paste that in, leave those at 0. And then, you know, I said the 7th wasn't needed, but it is needed to get back to the original position. So we do need position 11, which is our green button down here. And we're going to need the arch height of 10. And same leg up and leg down at 10. So our leg up and leg down, I believe, could have been the same all the way through. All right, let's go make some changes to our program now to move this data into our position. Because we already have, well, one, we have point number, and it's already getting something moved in with the old array. And then we need to do the height, the leg up, and the leg down here. So we're going to go to this bottom rung. And instead of point array sequence number, we're going to want position data. Sequence number. And then we do want that sequence number ACC, but now comma 0. It's going to be our point number. And let's just copy and paste that 3 times. And then this one will be 1, which is our arch height. So we'll put that into our arch height. And then this one will be 2. And that will be arch leg up. And finally 3 is our arch leg down. All right, why all of a sudden are my moves not showing the whole thing? I may have done something in a previous video to mess this up. So let's go to Tools, Options, and look at our ladder editor, display. Seems strange. I don't remember it looking like that, but let's put that on 40. That'll fix it. There we go. Now we can see everything there. That should do us. Now first we are on sequence number, what are we on? Sequence number 4 right now. Let's put this on sequence 0. So right now it would move to position number 11. We would get an arch height of 18, a leg up and leg down of 10. Okay, I think we're ready. Oh, wait. We do need that 7th position. Remember over here, I added the 7th position because I realized I needed to raise up over that position switch. So instead of this being greater than or equal to 7, that does need to be greater than or equal to 8. All right, I think we're ready to test out this arch position. So I should be able to go up here and toggle the auto sequence. And whoa, that got a double press there. Got to think about what's going on with that one. All right, that has to do with us using sequence position 0. Actually, you know something? I don't need that position 7. My arch height on sequence 0's position needs to be that 6 millimeters to clear this. So let's go in there and fix that. So down here I just changed this to 8. I didn't need to do that. I had that right. I knew there was something to be concerned with right there. I just couldn't figure out what it was. So we're gonna put that in there. And then if we go over to our controller tags, position 0 here, this one needs to be 6 millimeters. That would give us clearance to get over switch 1. Because I knew something was going on there. I'm like, yeah, there is something. But when we're moving to position number 11, or the green button down position, it's right here. So it's got to retract more on the first one. And I was trying to make that the last one. I knew there was something there, but I couldn't think of what it would be. But okay, so we got that at 6 now. And we have changed this to 7. Now, do I need to... I think we're okay. I think I can just start the auto sequence again here. So auto sequence on. Oh, I don't know. Oh, okay. It was just just where I started the sequence in an odd spot here. So yeah, we're going to do some program refinement in future videos. But these are pretty efficient moves now. I mean, we could get a little more out of our arch move. All right, first let's look here at what our speed is now. And before we were at 9.92 seconds, or nearly 10 seconds, and now we're at around 7.5 seconds. So we've made a tremendous overall speed improvement without actually speeding this up. But I see that I can do better on my buttons. I put in 10 millimeters for those. That's too much. And actually our height is too high on those. We watch it going across. We could go a little higher, but first I want to play with this leg up and leg down. And now that we have all these in arrays, it's really easy to play with. We're going to do some nice A/B testing here because I can change this one, say to 5, and leave the next button in the same position. We'll be able to see what difference there is there. So now it comes across. Oh, and I mean, it's minute, but there is a difference there. So yeah, I could go lower. In fact, I'm wondering if I couldn't get my leg height to almost 0. So I'm going to actually change those to 0. Leg up and leg down is now 0 on the transition from green to yellow. Ooh, got a little bit of a nick there, so it does need a little bit. We'll put it on 2. I mean, there's a slight bit of speed there. So I am going to change our yellow button to red button transition also to 2. And we should be able to do the same to our red to blue transition. So 2 on that one. And yeah, I can listen to, if you listen, you can even hear it. It's much smoother now. Yeah, this is that's just amazingly smooth. Now, the blue button to switch 1, there is some dwell there. So I think my leg up on my blue button can also be 2 millimeters. Now my leg down still does need to be 10 millimeter because we have to get over top of that switch. But if we go to the next one, which is number 19, then I believe this could be 2 millimeters. Oh yeah, I didn't get switched back in time, but I could hear that was smooth. Much smoother. What is our time at now? Because before our time was at 9.92 seconds, or nearly 10 seconds. And if we go and look at our time now, there you go, we're right at 7 seconds. So by using this Arch Advanced AOI, we've taken 11 steps out of our process. We've sped up our production time from 10 seconds to 7 seconds. And we've done it all without wearing our equipment out. And can you tell I'm excited about this? Because really, I love finding ways to get a little more out of production. But I love even more finding ways to get more out of production without wearing the equipment out. In fact, we've probably reduced the wear on this SCARA robot because it's not making as many moves as it was before. So we probably increased the life and production time. Can you tell I'm excited? This has really become a great learning experience for me, and I hope y'all are learning a lot too. But yeah, I saw some other AOIs that I'm definitely going to try out. And yeah, let me know down in the comments what you'd like to learn about this Yamaha SCARA robot. I'll put a link to it in the description along with our PLC trainer that we're integrating it with. Till next time. Hi, this is Tim.
And this is Amber with TW Controls. Hey, thanks for finding our channel.
Here's a playlist with some similar videos.
And YouTube thinks you'll like these.
When you're ready for some intense training, check out our PLC lab.
And if our videos have helped you out, but you're not using our products, please consider supporting us on Patreon.
Till next time.
See ya!